Sustainability to me means helping the environment.
I think sustainability is good because it's good for our community.
Sustainability is great because, this is our earth and we gotta make it last.
Making things last longer for a long period of time.
Sustainability to me means becoming a better chef.
Sustainability means farm to table.
Sustainability means being more green.
Sustainability to me means being conscious and aware of everything that we use on the earth and how it affects one another.
I can't see the future, but I think there's going to be like a food crisis. There's going to be more people, less resources, and as somebody who has been trained in the kitchen and has worked in the restaurant industry, it's going to be up to that industry and those chefs to kind of figure out ways to overcome that.
The SOP for the Sustainability Steward at American Bounty came about because I wanted to make a difference. I'm just like everybody else. I'd like to be able to sleep well at night and know that the work I'm doing has a little impact as controllable.
Well, to suit the high volume class, luckily we share the kitchen with restaurant associates. There's a lot of excess product and mise en place that we have access to. So I kind of took it and made it more of, for the HVP class, where you can't just have 5, 6, 7 orders of something. We have to produce 30 orders of something. So the way I adopted it was making it more of, instead of just turning trim into stock, can we grind it and make it into a hamburger patty that we can serve for 20, 30 people? Can we take the trim and maybe caramelize it and use it in a sandwich or use it in a soup? I think that class size plays a big factor in whether or not the role will be adoptable. Currently I have 30 students in my current class, so it's easy to pull a student away from a particular station and give him or her the new role.
The students have been very supportive, and they are really driving this. I'm along with the support, but they are really pushing behind and driving this.
I first heard about this position through Chef McCarrick. He thought it was a great idea that we would be implementing somebody into the classroom with a new outlook on saving out, making a difference in what our waste is every day, rather than just doing a great job at what they do every day.
At first it was apprehensive, especially since they were in a new kitchen, but the ones that are enthusiastic about coming in every day seem to take it and run with it. The other side of the coin is, without a little direction from me, sometimes it didn't really go so well. So it's not more like I could just dump some product into a student's lap and say, okay, here, put together a dish. You kind of got to lead them, to the water and say, I was thinking maybe go along this avenue, do this, do that. And then they start to see the vision of what I had and they begin to roll with it. Where I've also had a student who embraced the role completely, and every day had his plan with what he knew he was going to have access to, and he actually excelled at it, beat my expectations.
Utilization in the kitchen has become an essential part and attribute of a chef. Because of the food recovery program, we donated 50 pounds of food today that'll be going to somewhere where we could say it's safe and will be consumed. I think this food recovery program should be implemented into courses, since it is important today and in today's world with food insecurity that our food is recovered and utilized as much as we can.
It's the new rules of the game. I mean, maybe it's not new. It's definitely not new. I've always been concerned about this my whole career, but we all have to kind of double down on our efforts and acknowledge what the world that we are going to be inhabiting, and the way that the restaurant culture is adapting to these kind of global concerns.
Well, product utilization, that's, we stress that, I'm sure, in all of our classes, and product utilization helps with making money, so that's a good motivating tactic that I've used. It's also a creative outlet. I kind of give them a bunch of different things, and I say, here, do whatever you want. Most of them, 90% of them, really ran with the opportunity to think out of the box and do something that was more of their own than something that they've been told to do, or I told them to do.
So I think it just brings awareness down to a local level. You think of sustainability and what we have to do as a nation and a community, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so much to wrap your mind around. But when you think about what we can do in a bake shop, just have one person every day to help each other with what they can do, just to help our bake shop, and they're going to take that home and they're going to teach it to other kitchens in their own home life, and it's going to help the small. It's going to help the big picture starting in a small place like that.
It presents a great opportunity to get students involved in learning these sustainable practices before they're out in the industry, to see their food waste as more than just something to be thrown away. If they're able to see that they can use it for something, or that reducing it, in a classroom setting teaches them responsible, economically sound ways to save food, then it will be easier for them to adopt it moving forward with their careers, and it could have, a wide impact. Who knows who these students are going to go and become. So if they figure out how to save water, save food, reduce food waste, use compost as a resource, any number of things, it could have huge implications.
I think that that's a great position. I think that it should be a mandatory position in every class, and that there could be even more emphasis put on it as to being more of a leader rather than just the person who collects the leftovers. So